Hey YouTubers, and welcome back, or actually welcome to a special video here today. I want to talk about this. Usually I was going to talk about this. I was going to restart my podcast here on the channel. I think a lot of you guys are really familiar with called the Soapbox, the Sports Gamer Soapbox Talk. But I thought, you know what, let's just make a video by itself about the series. And as you see there on the screen, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Last Chance U. It's a Netflix original series, documentary series, which is a very I didn't know this. It's got several Emmy awards. It's Emmy Award nominated, and is returning for it's going to be the 4th season coming up here. I think before the end of the year should be the new 4th season should be coming up. But they've already got 3 seasons already. The first 2 seasons are in Mississippi with East Mississippi Community College, and then season 3 and 4, which I just finished up. Actually, season 3 I did is with Independence Community College, or ICC, as if you around here if you know about that school, you call them ICC. Amongst other names I just don't want to repeat here on YouTube, but yeah, I thought this was a really good series. I've been really interested to watch it because it talks about college, community colleges and stuff like that, and what they have to do. These young men that mostly African American young men go because they want to play in the next level. They want to play in the NFL. So I was really like, it's like, okay, let's watch this. Let's see what this show's all about. And it's like, okay, I watch, and it's a really good show. Especially when they did now this season, seasons 3 and now 4, they're gonna be in Independence. And I went to Highland Community College, which is in the same conference. It's called the Jayhawk Conference. I'll leave a link down below where you guys can check those out. And if you guys don't know, if you haven't been following my series here on YouTube, which is the Highland Scotties Team Builder series, that's what's based off of. The school I went to, the community college I went to, eventually I went there for 2.5 years, and then I went on to a 4-year school. But yeah, I've been to Independence several times, filming game footage there for the coaches those 2 years, and it's a small school. I mean, I'm talking about it's a middle of nowhere in southeast Kansas. Right around the Joplin area, if you're familiar with that area, or if you're not familiar with it, just think of Joplin. It's right across the state line there on the Kansas side, and it's a really nice small community college. And if you haven't watched the show yet, spoiler alert, here we go. But it's really about the life of these coaches, the players, the support these kids get from teachers, from people that live in town, because like a town like Independence, this is the only entertainment that you really have. If I'm not mistaken, I think they do have a movie theater, but besides anything, just like many small towns, especially here in the Midwest, and if you go down to Texas, football's life. Especially if you graduate that community college and you played for that community college. I played baseball at Highland, but for a town like Independence, Missouri, or Independence, Kansas, it's middle of nowhere, so there's not much to do. But these young men are, of course, a lot of these young men have gotten second chances. A lot of these guys are former D1 blue chip prospects that didn't cut it for whatever reason. If you've watched the series, you know why. If you haven't watched the series, I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's a lot of things go on with some of these guys that have to end up going to the JUCO level. If you know anything about the JUCO level, you know that you have 2 years of eligibility, or you have actually 4 years or 5 years of eligibility in NCAA. But you go on the junior college, you can get redshirt and not have to burn a year of eligibility to play. And junior colleges are mainly known for 2-year schools. They're kind of and there's a lot of guys in the NFL that have been to junior colleges. There's one of them, top of my head off right now, is Rudy Johnson, one of the former Patriots. Actually, I think he's still with the Patriots, who just went to the Super Bowl when they went against Atlanta there in Houston. He's an alma mater of Highland. I can't think what the young man's name is. I believe he's a defensive player. I think he's a corner, I think. But he went through the JUCO level. He went at Highland. He went 2 years there at Highland, and then I believe he moved on. I have to look it up. I'll try to leave a link down below for the young man there. Maybe I'll post something down below there in the comment section. But he was there a couple of years ago, and then went on to a 4-year school to play football, and then and of course got drafted. But there's a lot of young guys, even through I know a lot in the 80s and the early 90s. The JUCO level was a hot commodity. People, but some people would say, "Oh man, it's JUCO level. It's not really football." It is, which I mean, it is. It's not like Division I football. You don't have that whole Division I crowd. And from my experience playing, being at a JUCO school, to me, college is college, regardless of where you go to. Some of these young men can't afford to go to a 4-year school. Maybe don't have the grades to go to a 4-year school. So their only avenue to get to that 4-year school is to go to a school like Highland or like an Independence to play football and get to sharpen their skills, which is very important, because you can have your playing time right then and there. You don't have to sit out a year, or in some cases 2 years, or well, I think only redshirt 1 year. But you guys know what I'm talking about. A good opportunity for you to really show what you can do. And there's a lot of coaches that come in, because I know when I was going to school there was a lot of coaches from D1 that were coming down there and were asking. Everybody. They were asking coaches, assistant coaches. They were even asking some of the some of like our managers, like film managers, like that, about guys. Not just what they can do on the field, but what they can do off the field. Character issues, stuff like that. And I know I've had actually a couple of coaches and scouts were asking, hey, what's a good game I can watch of him. And to see his what his strengths are, and then what is one game you think where he was kind of weak in his game, and that was really helpful for a lot of coaches there. I know I was ahead of the film there. I did a lot of the filming there too, both home and away games. Two of my friends were on the. I had another friend that was on part of filming. He was in the bucket, poor guy. He was in the end zone, shooting the end zone shots. And then another friend of ours, he was on the helping on the field there with the coaches and with the team. Water and helping with cleats and all that kind of stuff. So you get to know some of these guys on the team. You can figure out which guys are going to make it to the next level and which guys are, kind of going to be just, going from one JUCO school to the other, and stuff like that. But yeah, this is what this show's all about. Definitely check it out. If you have a Netflix subscription, definitely check it out. I think it's by far one of the most awesome sports-like series that are out there. That really, I will tell you now, if you're not a fan of foul language and cussing and cursing and just coaches going off and everything, this is not for you. I know a lot of you guys who probably on this channel, sports gaming channel and everything, you probably had coaches cuss you out, call you names, say the most weird shit in your probably in your life, or to this point up to your life, and you just kind of have to shake your head and just chuckle, because I know I have. And sometimes you don't mean to laugh, but you're just like, Coach, what the hell was you just saying? But that's what you'll see in this one. The first season, the first 2 seasons is in Mississippi. The coach, me personally, I thought he was he's all about win, which, I mean, yeah, I know most coaches are like that. You want to win, and if you're winning, you keep your job, all this and that. But at the same time, I didn't think to me, he did not have a connection with the guys there. It was just, I got you here. I'm trying to help you out to get a scholarship to a D1 school, and I want to send you all on your way. He just did not, like, I don't know, just did not have he was not a player's coach. Let's just put it that way. And that bothered a lot of people, because you'll find out if you, again, spoiler alert, if you don't if you haven't watched the series yet, you'll see in season 2 they talk about that a lot, the backlash that came from the season 1. And the one of the people I think in the first 2 seasons was really nice. I can't think of her name right now, but the academic person, the person who was charged with academics for the athletes there for the football team, she was such a sweet lady, such a sweet, nice lady. And they have a recap after season 3, or maybe it's in between season 2 and 3. I can't remember exactly where it's at, but it's like a 1-hour series that talks about what happened a year or 2 after the series, that first 2 years, or first 2 seasons of that show was over with, and what happened with some of the players that were on the team, so on and so forth. But yeah, definitely check it out. If you guys have not seen it, definitely go check it out. If you got a friend that has a Netflix account, hey man, can I borrow this? I want to check it out. It's a really good series. It shows the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. I enjoyed it. Season 3 gets even better because there's a coach who's from, as you see there on the thing, this is from season 3. He's from Compton, California. He is straight up he's just real. I love him to death. Sometimes he can be too real, but at the same time, he knows what these guys are going through because he was in their shoes at one time. And ironically enough, he is from he's from Compton, California, but he's been in this area where I live at for many years. And now, as I think about it, back in 2006 when he was coaching, I believe, in Garden City. I think I remember seeing him. One of the coaches was just going berserk out there on the field there. So it's kind of funny that, looking at that, and because they were talking about what years he was there, I'm like, well, I was going to school at that time there at Highland, and I remember going, especially up there in that damn crow's nest above where the announcers are. I was freezing my butt. I mean, you have to realize, Western Kansas, there are hardly any trees out there. This was late October, early November, so it was cold, it was snowy, it was wet, the wind was howling. I mean, I don't see how people survive out there. I have 2 friends that live out there right now in Garden City. Yeah, same place. And matter of fact, their house, I was watching the show, their house is just right down the street from the stadium there, which I think that's like, I told Taylor that, I'm like, Taylor, I was like, your Garden City's on the map. Like, it's on the map, but it's like on the map when it comes to like, sports documentaries like that. And I told him, he's like, oh, I have to watch that. So, yeah, definitely check it out if you have not seen it yet. But yeah, this coach, he's a really good coach, and actually, Independence had a really good year, and I think last year they even had a better year. So I think that's what season 4 is all about. We'll see that. We'll see some of the same familiar faces, just like in season 1 and 2 of the East Mississippi. You'll see some familiar faces, some new faces on there, some faces that we've seen in college football. They talked about, and there's a lot of recapping about or flashbacks of guys showing them what they did in Division 1 and why they got sent down to the JUCO level. So it's a really cool show. I really enjoy it. I'm a big fan of documentaries on Netflix. I'm usually watching them while editing videos. Matter of fact, I'm about to watch something on, I can't remember who it was. Excuse me, here in just a bit. I think it's a World War II one, but when I'm editing or doing voiceover work, I usually have it on mute, and I have the closed caption on there, so I can still watch it and be able to know what's going on while I'm doing videos and stuff like that. So but especially sports documentaries like this, I really enjoy it and really find fascinating, because I've seen it, I've lived it, and like these guys, like teams like Garden City around here are really tough teams to play. And Highland, we're kind of in the middle. I think it was about 5 years ago. I think we had 2 winning seasons, I think, and now we're kind of back in that, not back in the losing again, but kind of back in that 500 mark. And we're trying to find traction to get out of that so we can start winning games. We've actually had a couple good coaches come through here And I don't think if I haven't explained it, but that's how I got the Teddy Bonds, how he got created, because of I think I mentioned it. I think I should have mentioned it. I know I mentioned it in the first episode of the Team Builder series, but I was yelling at the some of the players there that were just not doing what they were supposed to be doing on the field there, and coach is like, hey, if you see one of these guys doing stuff they're not supposed to do, then get onto them, and I was like, okay. I was like, but coach, they're not gonna listen to me. They're like, oh no, they'll listen to you. You'll listen to you. And one day I had to help the running backs with something, and there was a guy not running a certain gap correctly, and coach was like, kind of gave me that. He's like, Rashad, get onto him. I was like, just ride him. But I told him, I was like, dude, don't take it personally. He's like, oh no, I do. I'll take it. And coach is like, when they come through there, just hit him with that damn bag as hard as you can. Just blow him up. I did that, and next thing you know, coach is like, Rashad, he says, what are you doing on Saturday? I'm like, I am not playing. I was like, coach, I am done. Like, I am done playing any type of sport. I am done. I had shoddy knees because of baseball and stuff like that. So I was like, I am done. I'm not. I am not doing that. No, that's what I had to want to talk about, because this is a great show. If you guys are into sports documentaries, seeing the inside of what goes on in a JUCO setting, and not all JUCOs are the same by far, because I know when I was going to school at Highland, independents were the joke of the league. You had teams like Butler, Coffeyville, and Garden City were especially Butler. Butler was like the crown jewel of Division I football here, especially here in the state of Kansas. That's a team where they were getting guys from Rudy Johnson, one of them, the former Cincinnati Bengals player. I don't think I mentioned his name yet, but that's the one name I've been in my head, been running around. He played for Butler, and he went on to go to NFL and play for the Cincinnati Bengals. But I know Coach Allen, who's the longtime coach for Highland there for many years, and he retired the last year I was there. He talked about Rudy Johnson. He's like, I hated playing against Rudy Johnson. He says when Butler came up here, he would smash us to hell. He says, I just said, fuck it. Just he was pissed. Like, and every so often I would joke with him about that. He just shake his head like, Bolden, stop. It's almost like you having what do you call PTSD, like how Vietnam veterans have. He just shook his head. He's like, yeah, bad day. And there were some really ugly days, especially in I would say the mid 90s there in Highland, because excuse me, the teams that were put together were just horribly put together. And I know when my dad went up there, they had a pretty successful season. He went on to go to Fort Hays, where he finished his schooling. He never did play at Fort Hays, but he went to finish his schooling there. But yeah, just it's really cool that they have this series and they show what goes on with the guys there in JUCO. So if you're a player, to me, honestly, guys, if you're a guy that wants to play Division I school, or wants to play in Division I football but can't because of your grades, or maybe you don't get a scholarship because of your grades, or you don't have your family not wealthy, because get it, to be real, let's be 100 right now, you got to know someone to know someone to get into those especially those very elite football type programs like LSU, like UCLA or USC or Nebraska or Alabama. You got to know someone to get you, a chance to really just, bypass all the red taping and hook you up. Unless you're a really good player. And of course, if you are a really good player, it doesn't mean necessarily you're going to be excuse me, not necessarily be on that football team for very long, because you got to pass the grades, even if you are taking underwater basket weaving, as one of my advisors always said. Told the student athletes there, it doesn't matter. You still got to make the grades, and if you don't make the grades, then you'll get kicked off. But if you are a guy that wants to play Division I football, this is the best way to do it. I always tell, I know I talk to a lot of kids that go through the high school here that I went to, and every once in a while I'll go back and for like a career, kind of like not necessarily a career thing, but like kind of the ins and outs of college and stuff like that, and some advice. And a lot of parents are like, Rashad, you did well in college, can you give my son or daughter some advice about college? And I try to be I'm like, if I have this talk with your kid, I want you to be there, but I'm gonna tell them straight up, and I'm hoping you're willing enough to listen, that college is fun. It can be really fun, but at the same time, it can really weigh you down if you don't take the correct do the correct things and being responsible about showing yourself as a responsible young adult. So and you'll see that here in this series, that they'll talk about that a lot in there, and honestly I totally agree with a lot of the coaches and the advisors say about that kind of issue there. But if you want to play JUCO level, I say go for it, because this really shows you what you can do. If you work your ass off, you can get some pretty good scholarships, especially with the coaches that have connections with certain schools and universities. You may not get a full ride. You may get, maybe cover your books or whatever, but it's a start. And you'll be quite surprised what schools will because there's a lot of schools that will go to the Division I level, or to the not Division I. There's a lot of Division I schools that will go to the JUCO level before they even go to the high schools, really, nowadays. I was talking to a couple friends there that said this, that some schools now are kind of, colleges and universities are kind of going that way. So yeah, I definitely say if you want to play college athletics, not just football, same thing can be said about basketball or football or baseball or soccer or whatever you're trying to do. That's the route to do it, because one, you can get your gen eds out of the way. You get those first 2 years, because that's what usually the first 2 years are. You're basically repeating high school again, and taking a lot of gen eds courses, your math, science, history, geography, all that kind of stuff. And then once you get done with that, sometimes some people I know, I even did this double major and stuff, so you can get a lot of that stuff out of the way. And then once you get to your 4-year school, boom, you're right there. You don't have to, you're not that culture shock. You'll be on culture shock depending on what side of school you go to, but you won't have so much baggage and so much things to, especially costs. Costs alone going to college nowadays is ridiculous, and I know it helped me out a lot going that route, even though I really did not want to go that route, but it definitely did help out quite a bit in the long run there. So just think about that for you young men and women out there that are going to get ready to go to college. Maybe not. Well, if you're going this fall, congratulations. Work hard, keep at it, keep doing what you're doing, and don't have too much fun. Have fun, but don't have too much fun. But the ones that are going to go, maybe wait until after the winter break. Of course, I don't know why I'm talking about that already, because it's months away. But if you're going next spring, just think about that. But that's it for me, you guys. Definitely check out Last Chance U. It's a great documentary on Netflix. Definitely check it out. And it gets you thinking a lot about a lot of things, and kind of gets you upset about some things, and then other things that kind of like, it makes complete sense. So but that's it. I was hoping this was gonna be a short video, but I guess not. But that is it for me, you guys. If you guys enjoyed this little video, I'll try to do more of these. If you got a topic or something you want me to talk about, or something of a series of something related to sports, let me know. Excuse me. Let me know in the comment section there. I'm trying to get rid of this cold so bad, you guys. I'm sorry for the ones that listen to me on headphones. I apologize. I'm trying my best to get rid of this cold here. I think it's almost knocked out, but we'll see here. But again, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, please, or this video, please leave a like. That helps out people to find this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not yet subscribed. Hit that bell notification so you guys can be notified when any series or videos like this pop up on the channel. You guys can be the first ones to check it out. Also, don't forget to subscribe, but also don't forget to follow us on social media. We got Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. Check those out. The links are down below in the description. Check those out and be a part of the ESGN Nation. That's it for me, you guys. As always, keep yourselves and each other healthy, and I will see you guys next time.